Hello, this is our preview video on adding integers. We're going to do two examples. The first one both positive and the second one both negative to see if we can figure out a pattern involved and a rule that we might could apply instead of graphing them on a number line every time. Because if the numbers get really, really big, it's kind of hard to graph. Or if they include a bunch of fractions or decimals, it makes the graphing a little bit more tricky. So if we can figure out a rule, then that's probably a better way to do it. And we hopefully can see sort of like the pattern when we use sort of smaller regular numbers on a number line. So I'm going to do the first one, which is both positive, 3 and the 7. Again, you can locate your 0 anywhere. I'm just going to put mine here. And I'm going to put a few numbers to the right, the positive side, and just because it bothers me not to have any on the negative side, I'm going to show some numbers on the negative side as well. So if we were adding two positive numbers, 3 plus 7, okay, start with the first number that they tell you to add, and I know a lot of us can probably just do this one on our own, but I want to show you how the number line works because for the negative side, it can get a little trickier. So highlight the 3 wherever it is with your highlighter, or some people just like to circle it. And then basically, if you're adding and you're adding a positive, you're going to be increasing it and you're going to the right because it's a positive number. And the second number tells you, so I'm going to be going to the right because the second number is positive. And it tells you how many jumps to make. I'm going to make 7 jumps to the right. So I'm just going to go for my 3 and count forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I end up here on the 10. So 3 plus 7 is 10. And the number line helps you to know where you start at. And then the second number will help you to know whether you're going to go to the right or to the left. If it's a positive number, you go to the right. If it's a negative number, go to the left. Okay, let's look at the second one where they're both negative. And for this one, I'm going to have to like move my 0 down a little bit to have enough room on the negative side. So I'm going to put my 0 here. I'm going to show the positive side again. And now I'm going to show the negative side. Okay, and once again, I'm just going to start with whatever is the first number they tell me. They tell me a -3. So I'm going to put it there. Okay, and then I have to decide which direction I'm going. Well, it says plus, which would indicate an increase, and you would think, well, okay, you need to go to the right side, but that 7's not a positive 7, it's a negative, so I have to go in its direction. So I'm really going to end up going to the left. So I'm going to start at the -3, and I'm going to count 7 jumps to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And once again, I end up on a 10, except this time it's a -10. So you might notice a little pattern because you ended up with a similar number. They're both 10s, but one's a positive 10, one's a -10. So when I was adding the two positive numbers, I ended up with a positive answer. But when I was adding two negatives, I ended up with a negative answer.